and then I will weigh in. And if you all want to comment while we're talking about it, please feel free to jump in and comment as well. All right. Dear Stan and T-Bomb, the love of my life has called off our engagement over a huge misunderstanding, and I don't know what to do. I am heartbroken and distraught. He's the best man I've ever known. We have had the best friendship and relationship for the last 2 years. He proposed to me this year, and we are in the very early phases of planning a wedding. He recently hit me with the I need to have a serious talk before we start spending all of this money on the wedding or buying a home together. I instantly got the bubble guts thinking that he got a new baby on the way or that he's married or something. He explained to me that he was HIV positive and that's why he maintained his stance about always wearing a condom when I begged him to go raw many times. When he told me this, I almost passed out, literally. After we cried ourselves to sleep that night, he brought it up to me the next morning and he asked me if I still wanted to proceed with marrying him and buying our dream home together. I had to be honest and I told him that I couldn't marry someone with HIV because I want to have regular sex with my man and I want to have kids the natural way. So in that moment, I called off the engagement with hurt in my heart and pain in my soul. Do y'all believe that this man then told me it was all a joke and that he lied to see if I loved him unconditionally before he proceeded with making me his wife and buying me my dream home and fathering my kids? I was so upset with him. I was livid. He proved it to me by immediately showing me his most recent adult physical paperwork and his HIV status as of a week ago. So now I know he is not HIV positive, but he told me that it's over now and he wishes me nothing but the best. He's making me stand on my decision to call off our engagement initially, but now that I know the truth, I changed my mind. He said, nope, I need a wife who can learn anything about me and still want to be with me until death do us part. That the wife for me would have said, after 2 years of loving you, there's no way I'm turning back now, and we will figure this out together.
Man, first, well, yeah, so, whew, that's a lot. So, man, I feel away. I
You?
feel away.
You feel the
Yes,
way?
yes. So here's the thing. As adults, it's a lot of things to tackle in life. It's a lot of problems that come your way. It's a lot of organic problems that come your way in marriage, relationships, life in general, right? But for this gentleman to think that he needs to test the waters by lying about HIV, which is really a dangerous game to play, right? Super dangerous to project that on yourself, right? To even play anything close to that, right? Is wild in itself. But to expect to tell a woman this and then have her crying real ass tears at night and rolling around in the bed, because this is a mental issue now. This is pulling on somebody's mental. That's not something that you can easily swallow. Trust me, when you talk like that, that's a life-changing decision for both parties. So to play the game as though you are HIV positive and don't even have HIV to test a person's loyalty or love is insane to me. To put a mental anguish, put that much mental anguish on a person and you don't have it, I ain't gonna say that. So you should never, ever, ever do something close to that, right? And now you are in your dumb feelings because she said she didn't want to proceed with you because you wasn't being honest up front. Probably, if you would have said that up front, like the day before, when y'all got in the mix or before y'all got in the mix, and she said that, that's different, right? Because now I can see why he's saying, "Oh, you don't really rock with me." But 2 years down the road, when you've already exposed him to yourself and laid in his bed and vice versa, it's really tough for her to not take the stance, "I don't want to do this." But the nerve of you goofball, to decide that you don't want to proceed because the goofy young boy game that you decided to play, she already showed you she was there for the 2 years. She never cut out on you. She was down with you. That's why you was gonna marry her. So then you dumb as hell to need that much evidence that somebody's gonna say, "Oh yeah, I mean it's okay. I mean you have AIDS and okay, cool." And no, nigga, that's not cool at all. And you should never play them stupid games with no human because it's mental anguish.
But
That's like
listen,
somebody
like,
said in here,
so
KFOR,
that's
K4
how
Junior say that's mental
Spotlight
abuse.
Family. Yeah, that's
That's
Spotlight
mental
Family.
abuse. And that
That's
and I
mental
agree with
abuse.
you, home team.
It's
That's mental abuse.
okay. I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna go.
Oh, I'm finished. That's all I got.
So, Kevin and Stan, you say that's mental abuse. Based on this letter, she's saying that he told her the next morning, so she had mental abuse for maybe 12 hours.
No, well, see, so you discounting the fact that that's trauma. You should never put somebody in that situation for 2 minutes. Never mind 12 hours. That means I didn't sleep all night. I'm making mental decisions about my marriage now. All of that happened at night. Did you know that she had to make mental decisions on that marriage based on this goofball's information that's a lie? So why would you play these games with me? That's some sucker stuff. Why would you play with my mental state and tell me a whole bold-faced lie that could mean both of us could be in jeopardy of death? Like you're gonna put me in that scenario as a game and then say, nah, I was just trying to see if you was really gonna be down with me. She already showed you that. She's still there. She was there from day one. She showed you she was down with you. So then maybe you got some mental issues or something, because why would you even think to play that game? That's not a game. You should never do that. That's almost insane. Like, oh, I got AIDS, like I'm playing. What? Yeah, you fucking hit your damn throat, man.
So, listen, I don't think that it's right for anyone to make up such a gross lie about anything. So let me just that's my disclaimer, right? I don't think that anyone should make up a lie about something like that. But as you all know, I kind of like, I'm looking at this from another perspective, and he wanted to test a person. He wanted to. That's like if a person is a billionaire and he portrays to be like he stinks and he wears these bummy clothes all the time, and he want to see if the woman really just wants him for who he is. But then he be like, "Psych, nah, I'm really a billionaire." Like, to me, it's almost like that. You know what I
It's
mean?
not a
Like,
death threat, though. See, that's not a death
but
threat.
it wasn't a death threat because he knew the whole time he didn't have HIV. So he knew that he was never. Wait, let me just finish my part, and then
Yeah, I
I'll
was
let
raising
you
my
toss
hand.
it.
Yeah,
I know I'll toss it back over. So he knew that he wasn't putting her life in jeopardy. He knew that. So it's not, we can't sit here and say, oh, it was a death threat. No, it never was. He never put her life in jeopardy. They were together for the 2 years. He decided, now we about to get married. Let me put her to the test. You can't say, oh, well, she stuck with you for the last 2 years. Well, she's never been tested with anything. She's never
how do you
found.
know she hasn't been tested with anything? You don't know what occurred in their relationship for 2 years.
I don't, but she's saying in here pretty much we have had the best relationship for the last 2 years, all of this old stuff, right? So she's not, and they're planning their wedding. I'm just going based off of
Right.
what she said. And so he needed to know, he chose a whacked way, but he needed to know, is it unconditional? If I'm dating you for 2 years and you love me and you about to marry me, and then you say, I have to break something to you. I have a baby, or that I didn't
No,
tell you
no,
about,
HIV.
or I have HIV.
Yeah, HIV.
I have HIV. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't take the condom off all of those years, because I wanted to protect you. If you really love this person, why would you break up with them? Because they have a disease.
It's not
That's
just a
mean,
disease.
and
No,
that's
it's not
mean
like they
and
got
cruel. And that's
herpes
like,
or
so
they
you
they
just
don't
throw your
have a
love out the
cough or something.
window?
So you know HIV can kill you, right?
Yeah, I
Do you
know
know
it
that?
can.
Okay, so let me work with you a little bit though, right? So now I've been with you 2 years, and then you spring this on me right before we get married, right? So you wrong for that right away, and then you spring it on me, you playing with me, right? And my emotions, my feelings. You know I'm human, so I got emotions, feelings, all that stuff, just like a woman, right? We feel, right? And so I'm laying in the bed, and you telling me about some dumbass HIV that you don't have, right? You should get hit in your damn throat. Like that's dumb as hell to do that. Why would any human put somebody in that position just to see if they are gonna stay with them. Right? That's way over my head. Like to think for 1 second that that's something you should play with. Why would you play like that? When people dying of HIV, when people are sick as hell of HIV, when people are taking medication for HIV, when people are going running to the doctors and don't even have money to pay their ass because they got to survive for HIV, they missing rent and missing car notes and all this trying to survive off of HIV, and you over here playing like you got HIV with your dumb ass, and you gonna play games like, I was just joking, and I ain't being with you no more. You shouldn't, because you know what? You so stupid that she shouldn't want him. She should say, you
Well,
know what? If
she's distraught though. She's like, dang, like I do want you now, but it's like, but you didn't want him when he told you he had HIV.
it's HIV. So see, you discount HIV like he got the flu. You act like this nigga say, yeah, I got the flu, and so I'm gonna be. So it's a different thing if he said, well, I lost my job. I make 300,000. I lost my job. What we doing? And then she say, well, I don't want to be with you. That's different. See, but you put an illness on you that could bring death on you and me. And I've been
But
with your raggedy
so could
ass
a
for
car
two
accident.
years.
So could
Two
a plane
years.
crash.
And you never decided to mention this. And then you bring this up as a damn joke and try to test me. Now I'm up all night long. Right? Go ahead.
No,
All
okay.
night. Yeah, your screen, folks. I'm up all night long, worried and stressed because you just shifted the dynamics of this whole trajectory. You shifted it because that's a different set of thinking. HIV versus not HIV is two different situations. You can't discount HIV like it's the flu. Like that's what you. Well, I got a cold. No, you got
I'm
HIV.
not, but I've been with this person now for 2 years, and this is the person that I want to marry, and I love them. So
So you
I
don't have
just
no
can't
boundaries.
be
There's
like,
no boundaries. You know
you
about
got
boundaries.
HIV, so see you.
Yes, because see, that's something you should have discussed day one. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't play with somebody like that and 2 years later spring it on them. So what kind of lame fool you perpetrating a fraud? You fraudulent. Ain't that what they say? You have to be.
But if
Because
you
why
put
did
that
you
out there up front, they would never want to get to know you.
so you tricked me. So you're gonna trick me into getting to know you because you knew. So now you already know that I was gonna dip on your crazy ass. So you decided to trick me and tell me 2 years later. And then the problem I'm having is if that was true, and you did not tell me when we first met, we've been sleeping together, condoms burst or come off in the coochie sometimes. So all these things can happen. I don't know if you understand that. And so that's a put my life in jeopardy. So if it was real, it would be a huge problem. But for you to play as though it's real and you a whole lie, like you know this not real. Come on, man. Why would you think you a grown up? You're not 12. And so you as an adult, you should know what's humor. Ain't nothing funny about that. It's not a joke. It's not even a test at that point because you being an idiot. And
Right.
then you get mad.
I don't like the way he tested her unconditional love, but he did get to see that her love is conditional. Like a lot of people, he got to see that
Yes,
if
you
if
can't
he
have
had
AIDS in it.
something
Yeah.
that like that, she is be like, nah, I'm cool on
No,
you.
not something like that. AIDS. Say that. AIDS. It's AIDS.
HIV.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
HIV kill people, right? And it's transmittable, right? Transmittable.
Was does he get to test
So,
her like that? Did she ever test him with a lie? There are other ways besides what. Right. I like I said, I don't like his method, but how do we can say now? How would a couple test each other? How do you be tested to know if a person will ride through something really tough like that and stay with you? You want to
okay,
know
this
that
is
you
how
got
you
that kind
test
of
it.
person.
This is how you test it. You put your best foot forward in the relationship. You pray the same that they do the same reciprocation to you. Life is going to test your marriage, your relationship, and everything because life be lifing. So situations will occur organically that will test your relationship. When they occur, that's when you stand in the gap and show this person or that person that you there. When they lose their job, they get sick for real, and you got to take
Well,
care
he
of them.
was trying to find out if he had a person who would stand the test of time. You can't know that up front just by saying, like you said, well, you just put your best foot forward. That's what everybody wants to try to do, put the best foot forward. But how would he have known that he had someone who would stay with him through something really tough if he hadn't tested her?
Because I just told you, life gonna bring you some tough tests. If you keep waking up in the morning, you'll see that for yourself. Unless you're some spoiled, pampered up person, you will definitely get tested in life. Because life got plenty of tests for you. You don't have to play with life. You don't have to front on life and make up no mess.
Then he
You
could
don't
have
have to do
found
that.
out after marriage and after buying a home with this person that she's not the kind of woman he's looking for as far as condition. He needs to know if something catastrophic should happen and you learn something about me like this, are you going to stay with me?
The problem is that you're not understanding. As if you had the package, you had it when we met, right? And so why wouldn't you play this stupid ass game when we first met? Why would you 2 years down the later want to test my loyalty with your stupid self? Like you had all the opportunities in the world to play this goofy ass game, right? We didn't meet yesterday, Negro. We met 2 years ago,
Right.
and you decided 2 years later that you want to be testy. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna test this Bama. I'm gonna just see if she gonna stick with me if I lie and say I got AIDS. Where's your mind? Get it out your mind somewhere else. You should get it out of there. Because why would you have that in your head? How old are you? How old are you? Like 20? Like how you a grown up? Because if you're a grown up, we have way too many issues in life than to play games. We have way too many issues than I'm gonna play the tester game. Well, you a 2 year old. You don't test a grown up. First of all, you don't play tester games. You don't test nobody's soul, and because you playing with somebody's whole mental. Why would you play with my mental state and
He
as a
woke up the
test?
next morning and told her she had a mental state for 12 hours, maybe.
And that's okay.
Maybe 8 hours, because people don't get 12 hours of sleep.
So now you have made me lay all night tossing and turning. I have to think of a lot of different things. We've been sleeping together. She probably done gave him head. All kind of mess done happened. And so now what you decided to tell? No, I want so because that's betrayal at that point. So you betrayed me. That's called betrayal. You know what that means? Betrayal?
Mm-hmm.
Betrayal. That
Mm-hmm.
means you fronted like a mug and then you switched up the game later. That's betrayal. So betrayal is no reason for me to want to marry you because you could have told me this game from the beginning. I just said you didn't have to have no hypothetical goofy ass questions years later. Because what have you learned about me in 2 years? What did you learn that you have to test me into? What did you learn? Nothing. Where have you been the whole 2 years that I've been dating you? Where was you at?
Well, all I'm saying is he did learn through this test that she's not the one for him. He wants someone who would say, you know what, I love you enough. And we're gonna figure it out. That's the kind of person he wants. He picked the wrong way to test, but I'm not
Again,
I
that's not a test. That's playing with somebody's mental state. That's called mental abuse. You can't lie and have me worried up and nervous up, and I'm have to rethink things based on this. This is death you playing with. You keep acting like it's a cold. You playing it light. You really underestimating the fact that HIV is not something to play around with. I don't know that you understand that, but it's not a game. It's
I don't
people dying
I
of damn
totally
HIV
understand.
is what I'm trying to tell you.
I
It's
totally
people
get
that's
that.
really, really messed up out here in life and they carrying that with them like luggage every day. Do you understand that? They don't think this funny. They wouldn't think this a game. If you had HIV for real, you would look differently at this. You wouldn't be all kicking and all this testing of what no 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 no. Don't play with me like that. Don't play with me, period though. Don't play with me. And so what? Yeah, I'm out. And if you say you was playing, now you make me want to hit you in the head with a hammer. What the hell is you playing with me for like that? I done been sleeping with you. You got me laid up all night tossing and turning, rethinking this thing. And then you say, ha, I'm just playing. Here go my papers. Right, your goddamn, yeah. Yeah, okay, here go my papers, dummy. It's like, what are you thinking about? This goofy as hell. Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this? She should have slapped the shit out of him. Right then. Yeah, now go ahead. Now I still don't want you, but take that with you though, HIV man. Take the HIV slap because this is some dumb shit you just did. You play with my mental all damn night, got me rethinking things, and you ain't even got no disease. Ain't nothing wrong with your black ass,
Oh,
and
she
you
did
playing
more
them
than
type of
rethink.
games.
She did more than rethink. She called off the engagement after she learned that after she thought he had HIV.
She being real. See, you shouldn't have played with me because you could have told me that from the beginning and give me an educated choice to make. Educated choice. That don't mean a fake choice. Educated mean I have all the information up front. That's when I'm educated. It's up front, not in the back. See, you don't get into a relationship and then back in somebody and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I got HIV. What you gonna do? No, 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 no. You don't ever do that. Because if it was real, then you could call the police on them. Because see, that's you know you can get arrested for that. I don't know that you understand the depths of this. That's a weapon. People die. I just told you.
Yeah.
You can't play these type of mental games with people. If somebody on here had HIV, they'd be appalled at that game. That's appalling. Like you playing with me like that, you really would play with me. And this it's 2025, and you so goofy and that you want to test my. If you want to test something, test loyalty differently than that. It's a million ways you can test somebody's loyalty. I promise you it is. That's not it, though. You don't have a death-threatening situation that you apply to somebody's life after 2 years and then say, it's like I'm playing nanny boo-boo. I was just joking. Here go my paperwork. She should have took the papers and tried to choke, slove it down his mouth and make him eat it. Because you so wild that you would play with my life. Why would you think that this cute? Why would you think that's a test of my loyalty? And I'm mad that you playing with me. I don't want to marry you because you stupid. First of all, you an idiot that you would play that much with my life. You play with my life, though. Like
Well,
I'm a whole
listen,
person.
she wants to know how she can get him back, not how to not be with him. She's
Don't get him back. Don't get him. Leave his black ass over there because he's a goofy, and so he played too much. If you gave him 2 years of your life, which is your time, your energy, your soul, your heart, and your mind, and he don't see you in 2 years, you don't need him. If he feel he needs to test you in 2 years, and he can't just walk down the aisle after 2 years of demonstration, then what have you been demonstrating, and what has he been looking at? Because it's 2 years. 2 years is a lot of time on people's life. You know, time go. People lose their life in a year,
It
a month, a
is
day.
2 years. And after 2 years of loving him, in one night, she told him the next morning, I don't want to be with you no more because you got HIV.
Yeah, but like I said, why didn't you tell me that from the beginning? Why didn't you play this game from the
Because if
start, though?
you tell somebody that in the beginning, they're not going to fall in love with you and not going to be with you for 2 years.
So
That's
you
why
see
he
that,
probably
right?
did. But
So
I'm saying
that's
he
called a
don't
trick.
have it.
That's
He don't
called a
even have it.
trick. That's called tricking someone, right? So again, you don't play games because if you knew that mentality going in the door, you was wise enough not to play with him from the beginning, huh, man? You was smart enough not to do that in the beginning, huh, man? So then why come you got dumb in 2 years? Because now you think you got him hook, line, and sinker, and you want to play the game. If you would have told him up front, that's called being honest. Up front and honest. That gives him a fair chance to say, her a fair chance to say, yeah, nah, I don't want to proceed because A, Y, X, Y, and Z. And I'm just being honest. So then we won't have 2 years because I could be with somebody who's smart enough not to play with my time and ain't gonna play these dumbass games with me. I could have been with that person. But because I've been with you 2 years and you hit me with that in 2 years, now you're making me second guess everything about you because your character is wild for you to do that in 2 years. It's not 2 months, 2 years. So you've been with me 2 years and now you want to test me. In 2 years, you want to play the
Well,
test?
she
Two
she
years.
failed she failed the test, and he said, "I'm done." And he said, "I wish you the best." And she's devastated. And so, what is your advice to her is, don't be
Keep
sad no
going.
more. Get over it. Move on.
Keep going. You can't let people play with your life. See, I don't know why people think that life is just granted to you until you 100 years old. You could pass tonight in the morning. You have no time. Life is way too tough, Terry, to be out here playing with people. Life is already tough. You are definitely going to get tested in life if you wake up every day. You're going to get tested. You don't need people to fake test you. What's going on?
I'm looking for my charger because the phone about to go
Oh,
out. Keep talking.
go ahead. I'll wait for you to come back.
Keep talking. Okay.
So y'all tell me, church, and he knew she was going to be his wife, right? Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me read some of these comments. Right. While our engaged, let me see. Right. While we are engaged and starting to plan a wedding, he could have done the test 3 months in the relationship and asked the hypothetical question. That's my point. Love be still. That's my whole point. Life will test. Why test each other out and stress the situation unnecessarily? That's my point. Everybody getting it. And so that's the point. That's the sentiment of pretty much that fool was truly a loser. That's exactly right, love, honey. That's a loser. So Terry, I think that you have to understand, sweetheart, that life is not built for games when you are grown up. Life is not about games. You don't
That's
have to
why I said
test
I don't
people.
think he did it right. I don't think he went about it the right way. But I understand him wanting to know, could she stand the test of times? If we get hit with a devastating issue about me, will she stay with me? Is she gonna ride or is she gonna leave? He found out she would leave.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's past devastation. That's something that could cost me my life. Is what you not understanding. That could be a death wish. and you don't play with
But
death,
depending on
Terry.
the level of love, like there are people who can love hard enough to be like, I understand that it's a death wish, but I don't want to leave you. I've loved you for the last 2 years. I want to you the person I want to be with. So we just have to wear condoms. We got to do like Cookie and Magic
But
Johnson,
she may
figure it
not
out. But
want
I'm
to.
not
But that's a choice, sweetheart. She might not want to do that. See,
right,
that's a choice.
right.
She
And
might
so
not want
she's
to be wearing condoms and doing
right.
all that
So
foolishness.
that's
She
what
might
she
want a
said.
hard dog.
She said she explained why she said what she said because she wants to be able to have raw sex and all of that, and that's why she told him I can't do it. And now he said I see who you are, and I don't want you to be my wife.
And that's just her being on. That's just him being honest. He's being honest.
Both of
He's
them are.
being honest. She's being honest. She's saying you have hit me with a blind side. 2 years down the road, you decide to hit me with some HIV positive foolishness. And so that's not what you do 2 years later. It's betrayal, Terry, to know you have HIV for 2 years and don't mention it to your mate. What the hell is wrong with you to do
I'm
that?
not saying that it's not. I'm just saying that if you are truly in love with that person, I don't think that it's easy for you to wake up the next morning and be like, well, no, I can't do this.
So you charge everything to love. You don't have no boundaries nowhere in life. You just everything is about love. Because love, Cain and Abel, they loved each other. That was brothers, right? But Cain killed the hell out of Abel. You know why? Because it was so different than love. There's other things in life that go on besides love, right? You have to understand reality, all those things. So I could say to this idiot, if you love me, you would have told me you had HIV the first damn time before we had sex. If you love somebody, you
No,
would
because I
tell me
didn't love
that.
you back then. We were just getting to know each other back then. We neither one of us was in love.
For 2 years?
No, you just said if you loved me, you would have told me you had H. I didn't love you back then.
No, you didn't want me to leave your black ass. That's all. You knew I wasn't gonna stay, so you was playing with my emotions. That's what you're doing. So it's a game you running, right? So you gonna run game right out the door. Right out the door, you gonna run a game. Okay, well I got HIV, but I'm not gonna tell her. But she better. If I tell her, she better not leave. Now wait, now. So I'm not gonna tell her, but when I do, I'm not gonna tell
when
her.
I
Listen to
do,
Terry. I'm
whether
not gonna tell her off the door, out the door. But whenever I do, she better not leave.
not she better not leave because he's cool with her leaving. It just lets the
Wow.
person know that you would you cannot you don't love me enough to stay through that.
How come you didn't love me enough to tell me prior to 2 years?
I just
I'm just saying.
told you because you
Why?
don't. Prior to the 2 years, neither one of us was in love with each other.
How do you know that? How about 1 year? 1 year, 6 months? No love, huh? Just 6 months. But we talking about getting married though, but we ain't in love. See, so now you talking goofy, Terry. Like this ain't making sense to me. You got to make it make sense because I'm a logical thinker. So at the end of the day, what logic is this? Okay, well we wasn't in love because at first you said I ain't tell her from the beginning because I know they was gonna leave, which is true because you know the truth. And so now you sucker punch me because you knew I would have left. And so why would you play with me any kind of way? See, life is way too short, is what I'm trying to let you know, Terry, to play with any grown up, right? If you that immature, you should get you a kid to date. You shouldn't date another grown up because this grown up business, when you get in the grown up arena, you got to, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to really man up. It's not that. We're not like 6 or 12 where you psych I'm playing. I don't really got that. That's kids do that kind of stuff. I don't even know if kids that goofy. But when you a grown up and you talking about marrying somebody, why would you think for 1 second that it would be okay to play the nanny boo boo with AIDS and then say psychable, I'm just joking, y'all. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just
Right.
bullshit.
I
And
don't
then
like
think that the other person